Hi everyone, this is Margarita. Welcome to my channel, or welcome back. I want to be sharing with you how I create a cover for a junk journal that I made a while back. It's an Alice in Wonderland themed journal. And I made the signatures for it, but I hadn't made the cover yet. So here I'm using an already existing book cover that I've removed the inside of, and I'm using PVC glue to reinforce that spine on the inside before I decorate both the outer and inside of this cover. I'm using just some craft brown craft paper. I'm using brown craft paper and PVC glue on the spine. I have extended the paper so that it goes out a little to the left and to the right of the spine, and that's just for additional reinforcement. And I've also overlapped it towards the front of the cover. I'm just flexing it here so that it will move well with the book. This way the fibers of the paper are stretched out a little bit. And then I'm also going to add a very light fabric to add more reinforcing of the spine. I want this spine to be very sturdy and strong, so when I sew it all together and I decorate it, it's not going to fall apart at all. Here I'm using what is this called? I'll link it. I'll put it on the screen what it's called. I don't remember right now, but I'm using another glue to add this piece of fabric. I don't have fabric glue, that's why I'm using this other glue, and it works quite well with different types of materials. And I do the same thing. I cut it to the size that I need. I'm flexing it to make sure it's in the grooves and that it is going to cover all of it very well. And again, I overlap it on the top and the bottom of the cover. Now, as I'm looking over on my video as I'm editing this audio, I can see that the video is very choppy. So I'm hoping that in the final version, it doesn't have that. But if it is choppy, I apologize. I'm not sure what's going on with my editing program. So now I'm going to add the outer cover, and I'm using a piece of fabric for that as well. And for this, I'm going to use the PVC glue again. And I'm making sure that it is all over the cover. I'm using a fan brush and some water to smooth my glue and spread it nice and evenly along the cover. And now I'm going to flip over my cover and press it down onto my fabric. Let's clean my workspace really quick. Now I'm going to smooth everything out. Again, I want to make sure that those grooves are nice and adhered to the cover and the fabric, and everything is in place. And again, with this clear glue, I'm going to attach the corners of the fabric. I'm not going to cut the corners off because I want to make sure that the corner of the cover is protected and it has a little cushion. But you could also just snip off the corners of the fabric and then wrap your cover. But I chose to keep the corners so that it'll cover the very sharp edges of the book covers, and then it'll protect it. So I let that dry. I did already the left and right side of the flaps, and now I'm gonna glue the tops and bottoms. For this one, I'm using PVC glue. There isn't really a specific reason why I'm switching back and forth on the glue. In my mind, I'm just like, maybe this one will work better for this, or for this surface, or the other surface. I'm also going to use binder clips here to keep the material in place. And my main goal is that this cover is going to be really sturdy and well and hold really good for a long time. I am posting this journal for sale, so I want the recipient to love their journal, and I want it to be of the best quality that I can possibly make. And again, I'm going to use a binder clip to hold this in place. And there's the last of what I need to glue down. The glue does dry clear. Some of the fabric does stay dark though, but I'm going to be adding paper to that. Now, I didn't get the process on camera, unfortunately, but I did adhere pattern paper on the inside and the spine, as well as each of the inside covers. Now I'm going to add this ribbon so that it will be my closure. I'm going to add it before I decorate the outside cover because I want it to be held in place by both what I'm putting on now, the glue, but then also the papers that I'm going to put over it. Now, I really hope that this video is not this choppy in the final version because I don't know what is going on with my editing program. Now I sewed this little rectangle to put on the spine that's going to cover the spine of my book, but before I put that on, I'm gonna add some blending to these two pieces of pattern paper that are gonna also be part of the cover. And once the blending is all done, I am just gonna glue it all in place. And then I'll flip this and do the back as well with the other piece of pattern paper. I'm using this little plastic popsicle stick to smooth everything down. And I'm going to clean up whatever excess glue is oozing out of the sides. And now here I have the other side. I'm gonna just blend the edges as well. And I'm using Distress ink in walnut stain and a blending tool. And once again, I'm gonna put some glue. Put that on my cover, smooth it out. And then I'll wipe all of that extra glue off with a paper towel. And now I'm gonna attach this piece to the spine. At first I thought I was gonna blend the edges of this as well, but I decided I didn't really like that look. I didn't want it to look dirty, so I leave it as is. And here I'm just making sure that it's nice and centered and it's where I need it to be. And with the same PVC glue, I'm going to attach this piece of fabric down. And then I'm gonna add a, I don't know what you call that. It's like a little loop for attaching some charms or a dangle to the spine. So I do put glue on here first, but then I realized I have to get that piece in before it actually adheres. So you'll see me separate it just at the top so that I can attach that. It's a brad, but it has like a little metal loop where you can clip on some dangles to the journal. And so this way I don't have to poke all the way through the spine. I'm only poking it through this fabric layer. And now for the final piece. And just making sure there's no messy glue around. And again, I made the actual journal, the inside, probably like a year ago. Now I'm going to grab a piece of paper that is the same size as the inside of the spine, and I'm going to create a template for how I'm going to sew in my signatures. So I folded that piece in half, and now I'm creating some marks for where the stitches are going to go. There will be 3 at the top, 3 in the center, and 3 towards the bottom. And I'm just using my ruler to make sure that I space them out properly. And for now, I'm just adding the dots as a guide. I'm going to fold along the dots the long way, making sure that I'm keeping those dots on the fold. And I'm going to, obviously do that for all 3. And then I'm going to fold the top half down and the bottom half up so that I have 4 sections. And now following the intersection of each of those folds, I'm going to put dots, and that's where I'm going to be poking my holes through the spine so I can stitch in my signatures. And so I'm going to use that same template just to make sure that I am poking the holes through my signature in the correct place. And then I'll grab an awl to poke those holes in, make sure that they are going all the way through and staying on the center of the fold. And I do end up using a binder clip to help me keep all the pages in place because they are different sizes. Sorry, my camera was blurring. My camera's bugging out. My editing software is bugging out. I don't really know what's going on. I don't know. So now that I have all the holes marked, I'm gonna use the awl to actually puncture the cover and the spine where all those holes are, or where the dots are. And I'm trying to be really careful here to make sure that my awl doesn't shift up or down as I'm poking it through. And this way the holes remain where they should be, all nice and lined up. And then I flip it to add the holes to the bottom of the cover as well. And now I'm ready to grab my needle and my waxed thread, and I'm going to be sewing in my signature. I start with the center, and I do start from the inside of the signature. I push my needle to the outside of the cover, and then I pull my thread through almost completely. I leave a few inches out so I can pinch it in place, and then I go to the top of the signature, the top hole. There it goes through the cover, and then I will put it through the actual signature, making sure that it is going through every page. There will be a flip through of the entire journal towards the end of the video. And now that those 2 are in place, I want to keep them nice and tight. I'm going to go down to the bottom hole, poke it through every page of my signature, and then through the hole that is in the cover. And again, I got that blurriness from my camera. And then from the outside, I'm going to go back up to the center, inside the cover, and then through the signature again. And then I like to make sure that one side of my string is on the left of that center stitch and one is on the right of the center stitch. And I pull them nice and tight. And then I give it three knots. I tie it 3 times. I'm not sure why, but in my brain, I feel like 2 knots is not enough, but it definitely is. But I don't know why I feel like I have to do it 3 times. Just to make sure that it's secure. and then I cut off the extra. So I'm going to repeat that with the other 2 signatures. And now I can share the completed journal. So this is what the cover on the front looks like. Here's the dangle on the cover. And some little beads that spell out Alice. There's some ribbon, that leather tag, and then this diamond heart. And a little metal charm, some wood beads. And this can be removed. You can put on a different one, or you can add to that. I do tighten the little disc that is on the metal loop, because as you can see, it's a little bit loose. So I do tighten that and take care of it. Not in the video, but just making sure all the loose string is off. So here's the stitching, how it came out in the spine. It's all nice and straight. And the closure, which is that nice green satin ribbon. And now you will see the flip through of the journal. With some stitching details, some acetate sheets, lots of tuck spots and tags and journaling spots. Here's a little accordion tag strip over here with little images of the book. This is a wine dyed doily. Yes, I do use wine sometimes to dye paper. Some handmade paper, quotes from the the book, writing paper, some other images and stickers and tabs of the same theme. These are some larger journaling cards and pockets. Tag. More journaling area. A little flamingo paper clip, the Joker card, and another pocket. Some more handmade paper, some more cards. I did not make the handmade paper myself. It was given to me. Although I do want to make some handmade paper at some point. These are pages from the actual book. And these images are also from the actual book. Here you got some tags for more journaling space. A pocket. Another quote. More pages from the book. And more writing space. Some mulberry paper. More stitching details. Flaps. A little charm paper clip. The little key. And then this nice open folio. Or 3-flap folio, whatever you'd call it. And this little pocket tag that was attached with the paper clip. It's got a pocket and some more journaling cards. And a little image from the book again. Some more little cut aparts. Here's another pocket with a large tag for journaling. More mulberry paper, graph paper, more images from the book. This is a pocket page. And my signatures were not all the same size, so that's why I held off for a while trying to get the right cover for them. but they all flow very well. Here's a nice little accordion pull-out page with a little flap, a belt to tuck stuff in, more quotes from the book, little cards, all themed in Alice in Wonderland. I'm just getting that paper clip right back in there. It's got a little heart charm. I love that paper with the playing cards on it. Here are some sewed pockets with some little cards inside and all the details. These are some cards, playing cards from that same paper that I cut out and glued together. More pockets. And another pocket with some journaling cards, so larger journaling cards. More tuck spots and more cards. Another flip out page. And more stitching details. And that's the final one. I hope you enjoyed that. And if you're interested in purchasing this journal, please check out my shop. The link will be below in the description section of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next video. Also, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and share with anyone you think would appreciate this content. It always helps my channel grow. Thank you so much.